Imagine sitting down to a dinner table where half the foods you love today, pizza, fries, chocolate, even coffee, are whispered about like deadly poisons. Not because people were joking, but because they truly believed these foods could kill you, drive you insane, or mark you as a witch. Crazy? Sure. But history is full of foods that terrified our ancestors before they became our favorites. So buckle up, because we're counting down 10 everyday foods that were once feared as poison. Spoiler, your morning coffee and midnight chocolate bar wouldn't have survived the rumors. Food 1. Tomatoes, the poison apple. In 16th century Europe, tomatoes had the worst PR team in history. Imported from the New World, they looked suspiciously like the deadly nightshade plant. To make matters worse, aristocrats who ate them sometimes keeled over, but the tomato wasn't to blame. The pewter plates were. The fruit's acidity leached lead into their meals, causing fatal lead poisoning. Poorer folks, who didn't use pewter, ate tomatoes just fine. Eventually, the myth collapsed, and the tomato became a global superstar. Today, it's hard to imagine pizza, pasta, or ketchup without it. Imagine if TikTok food bloggers had lived back then. Tomato toast would have been branded a crime. Food 2. Potatoes, the devil's root. When potatoes first arrived in Europe, people were deeply suspicious. For starters, they grew underground, which gave them a mysterious, sinister aura. Religious critics even claimed potatoes weren't mentioned in the Bible, so they must be ungodly. Others believed eating potatoes caused leprosy, or even linked you to witchcraft. In France, farmers resisted planting them until Antoine-Augustin Parmentier, a French pharmacist and potato evangelist, staged elaborate potato feasts for the nobility, and even got the king's support. Slowly, the poison root became a famine-saving staple. Today, it's French fries, mashed potatoes, chips, all born from a vegetable once accused of being satanic. Food 3. Coffee. Satan's brew. Picture this: 16th century Venice. Coffee arrives from the Ottoman Empire, and people freak out. Priests condemned it as the devil's drink, fearing it would corrupt Christians with its stimulating effects. Some rulers banned it outright, but then Pope Clement VIII gave coffee a taste. His verdict? Delicious. He declared it too good to leave to the infidels, essentially baptizing the bean. From Satan's brew to sacred morning ritual, coffee went from scandalous to unstoppable. Imagine modern office life without it. Half of us would still be asleep at our desks. Food 4. Chocolate, the drink of madness. Long before Hershey bars, chocolate was a thick, bitter Aztec drink. When it reached Europe in the 16th century, it caused moral panic. Clergy warned it stirred lust, madness, and sinful indulgence. Some even thought it was a literal poison to the soul, but aristocrats secretly loved it, sipping chocolate as both medicine and luxury. Eventually, sugar was added, softening both the flavor and its reputation. Today, it's the universal comfort food. Hard to believe something blamed for madness is now prescribed for heartbreak. Food 5. Lobster. Garbage of the sea. Here's a twist. Lobster wasn't feared because it was exotic. It was feared because it was too common. In colonial America, lobsters washed ashore in piles after storms, leading people to call them cockroaches of the sea. Feeding them to servants, prisoners, and the poor was considered cruel. There were even laws against serving lobster more than 3 times a week. Some believed their scavenger diet made them toxic. Fast forward to the 19th century, when chefs started preparing lobster elegantly, and suddenly it transformed from prison slop to a 5-star delicacy. Poison? Nope, just proof that food reputations are fickle. Food 6. Eggplant, the mad apple. The eggplant's Italian nickname, Mela insana, mad apple, says it all. In the Middle Ages, Europeans thought eating eggplants led to insanity, fevers, and even death. Why? Possibly because eggplants, like tomatoes, are part of the nightshade family. Combine superstition with some genuine cases of food poisoning from poor cooking methods, and the reputation stuck. Eventually, as Mediterranean cuisine embraced it in dishes like moussaka and ratatouille, the mad apple stigma faded. Today it's a vegan superstar, but back then, people thought it was basically a purple death trap. Food 7. Mushrooms, the deadly gamble. Unlike some myths, the fear of mushrooms wasn't completely unfounded. Some species are delicious. Others can kill you painfully. Ancient Romans believed mushrooms were food of the gods, but also noted how emperors suspiciously died after eating the wrong ones, including Claudius. Throughout history, peasants avoided mushrooms out of caution, while the wealthy took risks. It wasn't until modern mycology that people could reliably distinguish edible from poisonous. Today, mushrooms are on pizzas and pastas everywhere. But the lingering fear is why we still say don't eat wild mushrooms unless you're an expert, a rare case where history got it half right. Food 8. Garlic, the fever root. Today, garlic is hailed as a superfood, but in medieval medicine, it was treated with suspicion. Physicians claimed it overheated the blood and caused fevers. Some cultures even avoided it because of its association with bad humors and peasant diets. Ironically, garlic was also believed to repel evil, including vampires. Over centuries, science proved garlic had antimicrobial properties, flipping its image from fever-inducing to health-boosting. So yes, garlic breath might kill your dating life, but definitely not you. Food 9. Peanuts, the mystery killer. Unlike tomatoes or potatoes, the fear of peanuts is relatively modern. In the early 20th century, mysterious deaths occurred after people ate them. Without the science of allergies, peanuts were branded deadly. Parents panicked, schools banned them, and urban legends spread. Only later did medical science identify peanut allergies as the culprit, not the peanut itself. Still, even today, peanuts carry their dangerous reputation, with allergy warnings everywhere. From circus snacks to peanut butter sandwiches, peanuts show how even modern foods can be both beloved and feared. Food 10. Sushi, raw fish. The barbaric bite. When sushi began spreading beyond Japan in the 20th century, Westerners recoiled. Raw fish? Surely that's unsafe. Many doctors warned it carried parasites or disease. For decades, sushi was treated as a reckless, even poisonous practice. But as Japanese chefs introduced careful preparation, freezing techniques, and global sushi culture grew, it went from scandal to status symbol. Today, sushi bars are everywhere, and California rolls are practically comfort food. What was once poison is now Friday night dinner. So there you have it, 10 foods once feared as deadly, sinful, or downright insane. Tomatoes blamed for poisonings, potatoes tied to witchcraft, coffee accused of being Satan's brew, and even sushi treated like reckless barbarism. The next time you sip your latte or bite into fries, remember, history once thought you were basically eating poison. Makes you wonder, what foods today might future generations laugh at us for fearing?